She was never supposed to survive. Claire tried to leave Saint Hallowmere. She packed her things and drove for hours, but every road curled back toward the town. Gas stations vanished, cell signal flickered and died. The fog never lifted. She screamed in frustration, shouted at the sky, at the trees, at the road that betrayed her. But no one came. At night, the dreams got worse. She no longer dreamed of escape, she dreamed of being dragged, of hands clutching her ankles, of the caretaker standing over her, whispering the same words again and again. You were always meant to return. Then the bell would toll. Every night at 3 a.m. it rang again. 3 slow, sorrowful chimes. Her days bled into each other. The house pulled her back like a magnet. She stopped trying to resist. One morning she found herself at the threshold of the basement again. She didn't remember walking there. The trapdoor opened without her touching it. This time she descended slowly, as though her body already knew what it had to do. And outside, Saint Hallowmere shifted. Unseen and unstoppable, the town creaked and sighed as its time unraveled, falling backward century by century, until it arrived at the very day Claire was meant to be sacrificed. The year was no longer now. It was then, the 1700s. The sun dimmed to the amber hue of old oil lamps. The roads narrowed. The houses shed their renovations like dead skin. The town became what it had been, waiting unchanged for the ritual to be completed. And with each turn of time's invisible gears, Claire's presence in the modern world began to vanish. Her apartment emptied itself. Photographs curled and blackened at the edges. Her name vanished from emails, from pay stubs, from the memory of coworkers who blinked at an empty desk and couldn't remember who sat there. Her online accounts returned 404 errors. Her voicemail never played. Her birth certificate became smudged ink. Her absence was not noticed because it was as though she had never existed at all. The circle was freshly drawn. Candles burned low, the wax running in slow, steady tears. The air was warm, damp with breath that wasn't hers, and thick with the same scent that had followed her since morning, sweet wax and old iron. It wrapped around her like a shroud, familiar now, as if it had always belonged to her. The caretaker waited. Behind him, the hooded figures. Claire stepped into the circle, and as she did, she remembered not just pain but purpose. They hadn't just wanted a vessel, they wanted repentance. The town had bound itself to her failure. Her flight had cost them something sacred. Saint Hallowmere hadn't just called her back, it had waited. What came next was not swift. It took hours. The ritual peeled away her identity layer by layer. Memories stripped, voice stolen, bones reshaped to accommodate what had been denied. She screamed and begged, but the circle swallowed her cries. And in the end, she was gone. The vessel remained, and far in the distance, the bell tower stood still. For the first time in nights, the 3 a.m. bell did not ring.